times now in the last 4 days. So I know the environment as well as I can do. Of course, I was involved with the team when we came here for the Nigeria game, and I know what a difference it's made to the team. It's a very, very passionate support. It's a very vocal support, and any team that wants to do well wants a big crowd behind them. And this, I'm quite sure, will happen. Whatever the numbers are, I know it will be a very vocal crowd, but we also know that as a team, and as players, we have a responsibility to return this. And the supporters must enjoy what they see. And mostly, we can never guarantee any result, but mostly they want to see a team that's giving everything to get a result.
Okay, your name, media house, please.
Coach, my name is Mano, also from Media General. Okay, Coach, in our last games, in our last 7 games, from the World Cup, the AFCON, and even the playoff against Nigeria, we are unable to win games. We find it difficult to win games. At the AFCON, we didn't win a game. At the World Cup, we won just a game. We keep conceding goals. The assurance to Ghanaians about our defenders, are we not considering tomorrow against Angola?
This is team tactics. Whenever you play against whatever team, you have to analyse. You have to analyse the strengths of the team. Some of what you said are obvious things. If you are conceding goals, it makes it more difficult to win football matches. So our responsibility is to get the right balance. Everybody wants to see goals, so there will be a percentage of the supporters that want to see more goals. There will be a percentage of the supporters that want to make sure that we don't leave too many goals in. So for me, it's about getting that balance. To have a team that's a good structured team, that defensively is good, but to win football matches you need to score goals. So this is something I'm very conscious of.
Your name, media house, please.
Coach, my name is Delali Frank from Doubtful. My question is related to Tariq Lam. He got injured and he's not going to be in your squad. Will his absence affect your team and how you intend to play?
As regards to Tariq, yes, there's it's a big miss for us simply because he's only been involved for a short period of time. But this is what having a squad is all about, because what can happen is you can have a player that gets injured 2-3 weeks before the international call-up, so you are aware there might be a problem. And with Tariq, we knew the 2 weeks before that there was potentially going to be a problem. This is about a squad, and always there are going to be difficulties, always there are going to be surprises, and that can be sometimes 2 or 3 days before games. This is where you have to utilise the squad in the best way you can, and the players in their positions the best way that you can.
Your name, media house, please.
Mohamed Awad from Kesby. Coach, how often have you followed African football? Because this is your first time to against the Paran Castle Angola. And how are you aware?
Because of time, let's see first, so if there's an opportunity, I'll be.
As regards, are you talking about Ghanaian football, the local leagues?
About the African football in
African football apart from being a head coach and an assistant coach before that, a manager, football is my life. So you watch as much football as you can. The continent of Africa is producing so many good players. Hence the reason why the African Cup of Nations has become a bigger part. I'm somebody who was born and brought up in England. Now the African Cup of Nations is shown more regular in England than ever before, and that's because of the quality of the teams and the quality of the individuals.
Richard Champo,
Coach, yesterday we saw an unfortunate incident where the movable goalpost hit the goalkeeper while out. Is he fit? Are all players in camp? Are all players available for selection?
Yes, he is fine, and also I think he posted it anyway. I'm somebody that goes on to social media, but I understand the significance of it. And I think there's something that went out that actually wasn't from Joe Wallacott. So no, he is fine. Of course, at the time, there's concern, but very shortly afterwards we determined that he is fine. And yes, it was a very unfortunate incident. This project probably gives me an opportunity. I think it was somebody else who spoke about Tariq, the injury. If I look at the squad where we are, the only concerns would be about Mohamed Salisu, there's been some concerns about him over the last few weeks. He's had some difficulties, some injury difficulties over the last 2 weeks. His club, although he played last week, the club have used him sparingly because of that, because of some of the issues. So this is one that we have to consider. So he would be, from the squad that we have, he would be the only doubt that we would have. It's something that we will have to determine and think about today and tomorrow.
Very comfortable for the TV3. I did a bit of research and realized that for our last 5 coaches who've come in, only 2 of them won their first game. How important is it for you to win your first game, especially considering the context of this, that only 2 of the last 5 coaches have won their first game?
Yes, it's important because it is the first game, but also it's not about the head coach. It's about us playing the game at home here against very good opposition in Angola, and it's points. Our aim, of course, is to qualify for AFCON and to do well in AFCON. And the only way you can do that is by winning football matches. So, yes, I think for me personally, it would be a wonderful thing, and of course, hugely important to get a win. But more importantly, for the team, to win this game against, I say, very good opposition at home here, with a tough game coming in a few days' time, it is hugely important.
My name is Betty Johnson with DH1 TV. Coach, I know you want us to be measured in our expectation, but how well do you know this Angolan side, and how much of a threat will they pose to your team, being your first game?
My experience of Angola is I look at my involvement in the team, the squad, the association. Of course, it was before I was made head coach. So I was aware, of course, as soon as the campaign started and the draw was made, that we would play Angola. So yes, as each coach would do, I've studied them in their last 5, 6, 7 games. Technically, a very good team, and obviously the very sort of Portuguese influence, a lot of good technical players. So I have no doubt that it's strong and tough opposition. So we have to plan for that, as we would do for any opposition. But certainly they have the capabilities that if we are not to play as well as what I would like to, that they can cause us a lot of problems. And we will have to play.